The veneration of Mary is a fundamental part of our beloved Catholic faith. Mary's unique role as Mother of God, her powerful intercession, and her example of faith and discipleship make her a figure of topmost importance for Christians. Through various forms of devotion, including the Rosary, the Angelus, and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the believers can deepen their relationship with Mary, which is the surest way to approach God. These customs are not only cultural traditions, they are rooted in Catholic theology and proven true by countless miracles. By turning to Mary and seeking her intercession, you can experience the love and mercy of God more deeply. Therefore, we always strive to glorify Mary. Imitate her faith and love for God, and move together toward greater holiness and closer union with our Lord. By participating in Marian devotions, you can easily connect with Mary's love and faith in God and seek her intercession in your own life. The Catholic Church teaches us that Mary, as the Mother of God, is uniquely close to Jesus, so her prayers are especially powerful. Through devotion to our Holy Mother, we can purify our faith and grow in holiness. So you can understand why these devotions are a fundamental part of the Catholic faith and continue to be practiced by millions of Catholics around the world, even after the apostasy which happened under the disguise of a false council. Is Marian devotion supported by the Holy Bible? Yes, of course. Veneration for Mary is based on the Gospel of Luke, where Mary is described as the selected handmaid of the Lord who is greeted and praised by both Elizabeth and the angel Gabriel. God's work is further illuminated in the Marian dogmas of the Roman Catholic Church, such as the Immaculate Conception and the Assumption, which are part of the apostolic tradition and divine revelation. After all, Mary is the first dwelling place of God in salvation history.
As such, she is the masterwork of God and the start of God bringing mankind into communion with Jesus. In Mary's womb, Jesus is the manifestation of God's wonders, the fulfillment of God's plan of loving goodness, and the definitive theophany. As such, Mary is typified by the burning bush in the book of Exodus and by wisdom in the book of Proverbs. How old is this kind of devotion? Mary, as the mother of Jesus, is present in many artworks of the ancient Roman catacombs. Paintings from the first half of the 2nd century show her holding the Christ child. The Roman Priscilla catacombs depict the oldest Marian paintings from the middle of the 2nd century. Mary is shown with Jesus on her lap. They are next to a man in a tunic, his left hand holding a book and his right hand pointing to a star over his head, the latter being an Old Testament symbol of the Messiah. These catacombs also have a depiction of the Annunciation. Saint Ambrose, who lived in Rome before going to Milan as its bishop, venerated Mary as an example of Christian life and is credited with starting a Marian cult of virginity in the 4th century. From the 3rd century we possess pictures of Our Lady present at the Adoration of the Magi. They are found in the cemeteries of Domitilla and Calixtus. Pictures belonging to the 4th century are found in the cemetery of St. Peter. In one of these she appears with her head uncovered. In another with her arms half extended as if in supplication, and with the infant standing before her. On the graves of the early Christians, the saints figured as intercessors for their souls, and among these saints Mary always held the place of honor. Besides the paintings on the walls and on the sarcophagi, the catacombs also furnish pictures of Mary painted on gilt glass discs.
Marian veneration was theologically sanctioned with the adoption of the title Theotokos at the Council of Ephesus in 431. The earliest known churches dedicated to Mary were built shortly after that date, among these the Church of the Seat of Mary near Mar Elias Monastery, between Jerusalem and Bethlehem. The first Marian churches in Rome date from the 5th and 6th centuries. Like Santa Maria Antiqua, Mary's virginity became the first problem of the patristic age. Saint Zeno of Verona was the first to refer to Mary's virginity as before birth, during birth and after birth. Saint Ambrose of Milan along with Saint Jerome defended the perpetual virginity of Mary against Juvinian, whose writings stated that Mary had other children. The great Latin doctor of the Church, Saint Augustine, Bishop of Hippo, supports the perpetual virginity of Mary and compares it to the resurrection of the Lord who had the power to pass through closed doors.
The Council of Nicaea in the year 325 solemnly approved the formula stating that Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary and inserted it into the Creed. This was later confirmed by the Second Council of Constantinople in the year 553 and by the non-ecumenical Lateran Council under Pope Saint Martin I, which, in 649, promulgated the perpetual virginity of Mary. The Sixth Ecumenical Council, in 681, accepted this canon without question and thereby clearly confirmed its dogmatic character. It is important to understand Mary's perpetual virginity in light of the mystery of Christ. All of us are exhorted to imitate the great virtues of Mary, her fidelity, discipleship, charity, and purity. Her perpetual virginity primarily and unmistakably points to the importance of the Incarnation, the mystery of the eternal Word becoming flesh in Mary's womb without the intervention of a human father.
Remember, a devout servant of Mary will never be lost. This truth was known to many founders of Marian movements and congregations as well as countless Marian devotees during the 19th and the first half of the 20th century. In the Society of Mary, or Marianists, founded in 1817, it took on the form of "A true child of Mary will never be defeated." The champion and promoter of this expression in the 18th century is Alphonse of Liguori. He frequently expounds on the topic and develops its positive and negative formulations in his book about the glories of Mary, especially in Chapter 8 of the first part. Alphonse is aware of his indebtedness and gives many references of authors of the past. Generically, it may be said that the expression was coined by Benedictines for Benedictines. It stands for the spiritual result of an intense meditation on the Incarnation and Mary's divine motherhood. Saint Gregory the Wonderworker, who lived during the 2nd century, wrote,
"Mary, you are the vessel and tabernacle containing all mysteries. You know what the patriarchs did not know. You experienced what was not revealed to the angels. You heard what the prophets did not hear. In short, everything that was hidden from preceding generations was made known to you. Even more, most of these wonders depended on you."
Let us now close with the words of Saint Ambrose.
May the life of Blessed Mary be ever present to our awareness. In her, as in a mirror, the form of virtue and beauty of chastity shine forth. She was a virgin, not only in body, but in mind and spirit. She never sullied the pure affection of her heart by unworthy feelings. She was humble of heart. She was serious in her conversations. She was prudent in her counsels. She preferred to pray rather than to speak. She united in her heart the prayers of the poor, and avoided the uncertainty of worldly riches. She was ever faithful to her daily duties, reserved in her conversations, and always accustomed to recognize God as the witness of her thoughts.